Hi, I'm Miles Dean, and this is my representational analysis of Jonathan Kozol's Amazing Grace. In Amazing Grace, the author Kozol goes in depth in many riveting and intimate first-hand stories about the lives of those living in the South Bronx, which is one of the poorest neighborhoods in the United States. These are riveting to us because it seems like such a stark contrast from our way of life to see how others live within the pollution, sickness, and violence of the South Bronx. While we are caught up in our own individual lives, it is important to realize that everyone out there is living a life that is just real and authentic as their own. This is what I chose to represent in my creative piece. This image shows 9 seemingly random individuals that I photographed on the Cal Poly campus. With the words among them, "We may be different, but we all live authentic, complex, and valid lives." I found in Kozol's story, he proves that the lives of people go far beyond their preconceived stereotypes of just being poor or black or female in their outside appearance. The reality is that we're all living lives that are very real and authentic, that go far beyond the surface, that create our own perception of the world. However, it is important, regardless of our privilege, we attempt to see things from others' perspectives and realize that they are feeling many of the same human emotions and want the same things at the end of the day, to be loved and find happiness. Some people, such as those described by Kozol, have to face situations on a daily basis that are far realer and more scary than most will ever have to face. The stories Kozol describes include Mrs. Washington, a survivor of numerous operations to battle cancer, and Bernardo Rodriguez, an 8-year-old boy who fell down an elevator shaft and died because it was too dangerous to play out in the streets. These are just some examples of how different all of our lives can be, but regardless of our living situations, we are all just trying to make the most of our lives and find happiness. In a quote on page 81 of Amazing Grace, Lee Stewart describes how people living authentic and extraordinary lives are everywhere, and their vast daily struggles go unrecognized. She says, "There is heroism everywhere within the neighborhood. I think of a woman, Charlotte Smith, who this morning buried her 4th child, but remains a fighter, upright and unbroken." This is remarkable because even through a terrible situation of watching 4 of her own kids be killed, Smith is able to stay strong and continue to live her life and give to those around her. As we found in the film, The Power of Race, the Power of Illusion, humans are actually one of the most genetically similar species, with only 0.1% of their DNA being different, which accounts for all of their differences in race, and gender, and physical appearance. Since we are all so genetically similar, why can't we extend this abstract idea of how we are all living unique lives, but have similar emotions and sensations that are just a part of being human, which guide us? This view brings us together despite our physical differences. The lives we live and how they are first shaped is described in Race, Class, and Gender in the United States by Paula Rothensberg. On page 163, it states, only 20 minutes away, on page 163, it states, only 20 minutes away in blue-collar neighborhoods and slightly further away in public housing projects, childhood looks very different. All humans grow up in completely unique settings and processes due to their factors such as their parents, their friends, and the location they're in. Based on these factors, they develop their own perception of people and the world. We should not be able to judge others' views on the world or consider them less legit without knowing another person's story and the reasons behind how they perceive the world. It's all based on perception. But the important thing is we understand that every perception of the world is legit, which is guided by every person's unique lives and the emotions they feel on a daily basis. Thank you. I'm Miles signing off.